Your Hardware Canucks 2014 CES coverage is brought to you by NCIX, Technology Connected. All right guys, so I'm here with Greg from Valve, and what we're going to be discussing right now is probably one of the most innovative things to hit gaming since Atari and Nintendo. Basically, that's the pedestal I'm putting this on because of the fact that this is probably the biggest thing to hit gaming, the biggest innovation to hit gaming in an extremely long time, and I'm incredibly excited to talk about it. So, what are you holding in your hand right now?
This is the Steam controller. It really was built in order to allow gamers to be in the living room and have access to the complete Steam catalog.
Awesome. Now, this is going to feature a lot of customizability, but you're going to be doing a lot of crowdsourcing for the button mapping. How are you going to go about doing that?
Well, really, Steam gives us kind of a get-out-of-jail-free card when it comes to supporting a hardware device on a PC, an input device. It used to be that you'd bring an innovative input device home and you'd have to wrestle with configuration for each individual game that you wanted to play, or hope that the maker of the hardware device had built something that would facilitate that process. But Steam lets us sit in between individual titles and gamers and provide a lot of that value through button mappings, but not just ones that we've authored back at Steam HQ, but ones that we've workshopped through the community so that everybody in the community is deciding or helping to decide what is the best default binding set for each game. And there are thousands of games on Steam. At this point, none of them have been designed with the Steam controller in mind. All those games, some of them have been designed for traditional controller, but when you play most of the catalog, the games think that they're being played by a mouse and keyboard. This device emulates both of those hardware devices in such a way that it's seamless for the game. But there needs to be a translation layer. It needs to, when I press one of these buttons on the face of the controller, there needs to be an intermediary deciding, oh, that actually maps to the spacebar and helps you jump in this game, for example. And the community is going to help decide what's the best mapping between those surfaces.
Of course, and this is just an early prototype, right?
This is an early prototype. We've sent 300 of these to end users on Steam. A lot of these are also going to content partners right now. So we're getting a tremendous amount of useful feedback from people who are having the chance to play really the whole catalog of games using the controller.
Awesome. Now, I know from personal experience that whenever you try to come up with something, you are going to come up with and meet a lot of different roadblocks. Can you go into a little bit of an explanation as to some of the roadblocks that you guys have experienced and how you actually overcame them? Because I think that's a really important key piece to explaining how you guys got this to market.
Well, we're still getting it to market. The kinds of roadblocks we have encountered along the design process were ones where initially it was a daunting task to look at what PC gamers have always had as far as input goes. It's about 104 keys on a standard Windows keyboard and a tremendously high resolution 2D pointing device for analog style input with a mouse. Yeah. And the prospect of taking all those things and putting them into a package that was comfortable in your hands, that didn't force you to lug in those legacy devices to sit on your sofa cushions, was really that was the tall order that we felt like we had to figure out. Yeah. And this device is the one that we think actually on those fundamental requirements that we've accomplished our goal, that you can actually sit down and play the entire Steam catalog and have access to all those functions in a way that is a pretty great experience. So that was the thing that we started with early prototypes around trackballs and all kinds of different. We built controllers that had a tremendous number of buttons on them because we were just we're doing the inventory and trying out early experiments. But getting to the point where we realized that through a combination of software that runs inside the device and that runs on Steam and clever hardware design that we came up with a solution that we think is going to work.
And on the retail, I've heard rumors that these buttons here are going to be touchscreen?
Yeah, that's the current plan. So actually a lot of that inventory on a keyboard, traditional keyboard, is accessed through the touch screen here in the center of the screen. We're going through some design revisions right now based on some of the feedback that we're seeing from end users. And we've actually been pleasantly surprised about how well people are able to play the entire catalog in advance of that functioning existing. So we're kind of reevaluating the button layout and a number of features as we had designed it before. We feel really fortunate because being able to do this in public with real users is making us way more confident in our design decisions than we would be if it was all being done behind closed doors.
So guys, this has been our, I guess, sneak peek at the Steam Machine controller. And I can tell you from playing with it, it feels incredible. It's got great feedback. The button layout, I'm going to be honest with you, I love the button layout. I think it's perfect just the way it is. I mean, if you change it, I'll deal with it, I'll adapt. But guys, I'm incredibly excited for this. I can't wait for launch to happen. I can't wait to get one in my hand so I can play the thumbs a little bit more. And guys, if you want some more news, reviews, and kick-ass CES 2014 coverage, make sure you subscribe, hit like if you like it. Don't dislike it, because I'm telling you right now, there's absolutely nothing here to dislike. And make sure you keep on following, guys. See you in the next one.